Ethnic Chinese from all around the globe gathered together in Auckland recently for the 21st conference of the World Association of Chinese Christian Musicians. As well as coming from local churches, participants came from all over the world, including representatives from Samoa, Canada, Singapore, Indonesia and Taiwan. All culturally diverse, yet spiritually united in their worship of God.
Every 2 years, a worldwide network of Chinese Christians gets together to celebrate their faith through music, and this year it was New Zealand's turn to hold the event. The New Zealand Chinese Church Music Association, together with the help of 12 local Chinese churches, hosted the 21st World Association of Chinese Christian Musicians Conference held at Auckland's Baptist Tabernacle. It saw more than 500 ethnic Chinese come together from Pacific, Asian and Western countries. This year's theme was all about revival of church music and empowering congregations to embrace both traditional and classical music in their worship rather than just contemporary songs. Conference workshops showcased indigenous music from various countries, highlighting the value that different traditions bring to church-based worship. Some of the music groups that attended came from churches that were part of the World Association right from the very beginning, when it was founded in the 1970s as the Southeast Asia Sacred Music Association. KK Lau is the General Secretary of the World Association, and I asked him why the organization was first started.
Because mostly the choir in the church want more resources and they don't know where to get it. So early in 1972, a group of Christians in Manila, they tried to invite all the church leaders from Southeast Asia country to form this a group in order to exchange ideas and try to learn from one another. And then eventually, they formed this so-called Southeast Asian Church Music Association. So, until about 8 years later, many delegates come from Australia, me including, and from America and Canada. So we better change the name to World Association. That's the origin or the story, history of this WACCM.
And this is the 21st conference, and the message is renewal of church music.
Yeah.
So what is the important message in that theme?
As there are many styles of music, and so the church also changes quite differently from the much older generation. So we have to keep on the tradition, aim at worship. No matter how the choir perform, no matter how good they sing, if they are not leading people or the congregation to worship, that's meaningless. That's our aim. That's why we want to train or to let more choir members know what is the purpose of singing in the church.
So it's not a performance, but leading people to worship God.
That is the main thing. But to sing the masterpieces like Handel, Mozart, and this time we will sing Vivaldi's Gloria, not only to let the Chinese people learn of the traditional music, and also would have the choir members, there's another type of music. They are not using that in their church. It's very hard to see some other church can stand up and do the leading. That's why they try to help and they try to renew. What we call renew is not to revolutionize things, but just give them the chance to learn from one another.
And do you think the younger generations of Christians are embracing their cultural worship
as well?
That's one of the main ideas too, because the young generation would not have seen the past traditional, the value of those, I don't mean the high church thing, but if they know the actual value of music, they would be willing to learn more instead of just keeping to know their limited knowledge. That's our aim.
The conference wound up with a closing ceremony at the Holy Trinity Cathedral. The organizers were encouraged by the big turnout to this year's event, and they trust that everyone who attended took something back to their own churches, whether that's new ideas and music techniques from the workshops or an open attitude to traditional as well as contemporary worship music. The World Association is heading to Medan in Indonesia for its next global conference in 2014. And in the meantime, they're hoping that this year's message of revival will continue to be passed on throughout the wider church.